Well, if we don't know how to solve, we don't know what that means, we're in trouble. You're going to solve systems of equations. You're looking for numbers that make both of these sentences, lines, true. So we want to find numbers that make the sentence true. Okay, guys? Do you know what solve means? If you know what solve means, you can solve anything, because guess and check can work. It doesn't always work, because sometimes you can't guess the right things, Michael. So we graphed two lines, and they either intersected in a point, or they were parallel. How many points on the lines make both true? There aren't any. That's right. Empty set. Or, and we're not going to do too much with this, I draw a line, and the other line has the same graph. It's called coincident lines. You have an infinite number of solutions there. Did you guys like the graphing?
Sure.
Gabe, put your iPad away. We're not doing iPads right now. Did you like graphing to find your points? Sometimes, well, okay, that's good. There's another way to do it, though. And so, Jake, you're going to have to get caught up with what we did yesterday. And we're going to do an elimination method. Okay, so we're going to turn the page. Well, you're not going to turn the page. I'm going to turn the page. So I put together a little book. Okay, and now look at these equations. Do you really want to graph those? Do you remember what you have to do to graph those? Jacob probably doesn't. Yeah, you got to get y by itself. You guys are kind of on that one. You struggle with it. So there's another way to do it. These things are equal. This equals 5. This equals 7. So if things are equal, if I have 2 is equal to 1 plus 1, and 3 is equal to 2 plus 1.
Is that what it's saying?
I don't know what these are. Yeah, these are numbers.
Would it be like how it's like over there? Would it be like the same concept over there?
Yeah, depending on what x and y are.
Like
These
1
two.
plus 4 equals 5.
No, it's 1 plus 4 times y equals 5. Yes, there are a lot of numbers I can make that true. Well, no, 4 plus, oh, sorry, 5 plus 4 times 0 equals 5. That's a true statement. So I know that 5, 0 is on that line. And there's a whole bunch of numbers on that line. An infinite number of numbers on the line, but not everything in the plane. Okay, I'm just going to show you a property here, though. Do you believe that 2 is equal to 1 plus 1 and 3 is equal to 2 plus 1? Do you believe that? Well, if these things are equal and these are equal, you can add vertically. What's 2 plus 3? 5. And if I add this, it's 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1. Is that 5, George? George, put that phone away. Headset off. It's not how you learn. Is that true? Yeah. So as long as these sides are equal, that this x plus 4y equals 5, and I don't know what x and y are, and this is equal, guess what? I can add these vertically. And a miracle happens, Michael. What happens to the x's? They disappear. So now if I add the y's, how many y's do you have? 6. 6y equals 5 plus 7 is what? George, what's 5 plus 7? Put your phone away, please, or your iPad, whichever it is. I don't care. 12. And then how do you find y? Divide by 6. Now, I want an ordered pair. What's y equal to? 12 divided by 6 is what? 2. Okay, this is the part you don't like. You don't mind finding the 1, but you got to find the other one. So I need to find out what x is. I can work with equation 1 or equation 2. It doesn't matter. So which one do you want to work with? The top one, just because it's the top one. So x plus 4 times y equals 5. Gabe, what's y? What's y here? 2. And you solve that. We know how to solve that. At least I hope we do. X plus 8 equals 5. How do you solve for x? Subtract I want x all by itself. Subtract the 8. Now that's a way to figure out what that is. Could you just think about what number makes that true? Some of you, that answer is yes. So x equals, what's 5 take away 8? What kind of 3? Negative 3. Is that true? Is negative 3 plus 8, is that equal to 5? Yeah. You can always check. So you really do know. I'm claiming that negative 3, 2 is on both of those lines. Well, we just use this one. Let's see if it's really true here. So I have minus x plus 2y equals 7. I'll slide my board here. Okay. It says, now this says the opposite of x. X is negative 3. What's the opposite of negative 3? Positive 3. I don't like to show the substitution if I can just think it through. And the y is what? Ted, what's y over there? It's right above here, too. What does it say y is? 2. Is that equal to 7? What's 2 times 2? 4. Is that equal to 7? 3 plus 4? No, there's no negatives there, are there? You're a little behind. So, yes, it made both sentences true. Now, I find that most of you guys don't want to check your answers. But you can always check your answers, especially on a test. Because you know if you did it right or wrong. We use this one to find the x value, but you could go back and check it with equation 1. Okay, Rusban? Rusban, put that down, please. Okay, because you're bothering Nick. Okay, this is a little worksheet which you don't have, and it's on this one. But it says if 5x plus y is 11 and 3x minus y is 5, what is the value of x? Yep, you do have it there. I had it on another worksheet. Yeah, I took it off a worksheet, but it's problem number 1 on here. So what I'm going to do is line them up. Some of you don't like to rewrite things, but you know what? It's better to rewrite them so we get it right. Yes. Are they not doing it? Man, we've been doing this all year. So do we have to go back? We will go back. And you need to have that copied down. You get points for that. Okay? And besides that, watching doesn't do you any good. I watch football. I bet, Gabe, you play football? And George plays football? I don't watch football all day long. I'm never going to be able to play it. How am I going to learn how to play football? Go out on the field and play football. That's right. You cannot just watch. Same with math. You cannot just watch. You have to do it. So do you have that written down, Gabe? I know Hannah does. Elias, do you have this written down? Good. That is 2. All of those. We haven't done it yet. We only did 1. So add them. What's x and a negative x? Well, you should have your pencil out a long time ago. It's 8:15. Okay. Jake, you're missing some stuff here. You get it done? Good. How about you? Josh, you got it done? Good. Nick, not quite. How about you guys? You don't sit next to each other. You sit over there.
Got mine done.
That's good. Okay, so did a nice job on the board yesterday. Okay. Okay. Now, on this one, for number 1, rewrite it. 5x plus y equals 11, and put this underneath, because you won't see what happens unless you do that. So I'll give you a chance to rewrite it. So it should look like this, Michael. And the more you write, the better your handwriting gets. And that's one of the big issues when I grade the AP exam is trying to read the handwriting. Because you're not there to tell me what it says. If I can't read it, it's wrong. It's just that simple. And it's the same in college. If you can't read it, it's wrong. So you got to work on that a little bit, some of you. Some of you have great handwriting. Does everybody have a copy down? And now what do you think you can do with that? Some of you should be ahead of me. Josh, what can I do with that? I want to find x and y. I want an ordered pair that works with this sentence and that sentence. I could graph, but it might not be a nice number. That's a problem. And it might not fit on my grid, which is the problem I had yesterday. It didn't fit really on my grid, and that was what was wrong. I did do it correctly. I didn't have the same scale as what the smartboard had. So I thought I was wrong. What if you add those? What do you get? Josh, what do I get if I add those? What's this give you? 8 what? X. What happens with the y's, Marie?
Negative
1 y and minus y gives you how many y's? 0 y's. That's why I pick it this way, so they go away. Wait, what's this side, Ted? 11 plus 5 is what? 16. See, I think you're going to like this until I make it harder. Of course, you know I will make it harder, right? Now divide by 8. That's right. And x is 2. So you should be ahead of me. I don't think I'm doing this fast. We will add them provided that these are the same, they have the same numbers in front but opposite signs. If they're not the same numbers and not opposite signs, then we have to do a little work. Okay, now I'm not done. Oh wait, I am done. Why am I done? Because they asked me just for X, that's it, which is nice. Okay, if I'm in the way, please also tell me. Nick, do you have that done? What?
Should we circle it?
You may circle it on the AP exam. Actually, we don't want kids to circle things, because if they circle the wrong thing, then we have to mark it wrong.
Wait, we have a test?
Not yet. We just started this.
No, like, what are your time after 8?
I teach advanced placement calculus, and I grade for them. So if they circle the wrong answer, I have to take that as their answer. If you don't circle anything, and I see the right answer there, I give you the benefit of the doubt. I like to have things circled, but like I said, if you have the wrong one circled, that's a problem.
Okay, so everyone forgot to keep going. They didn't get the message yet. They forgot to get to the answer X equals 2.
Oh, you got to get to the 2.
Some.
Okay, you ready to go on to the next one? Everybody at 2? Yes, I checked your stuff yesterday. So nobody got a perfect score on that little handout that you thought was easy. Okay, this one I want to find y. What should I do with that? Well, let's line them up because that's easier to see. And you know what? Solving for y does not look like it's easy, does it, Nick? Do you want to solve that for y and graph it? I don't. Not when I can do this. This is my favorite method. And yes, we will have a test on this. And you're going to add them. You're eliminating one of the letters. Which one's going to be eliminated, Paris? What letter is that? X. Those go away. Do you see that? Yeah. I don't know what y is until I get this done. Okay, so that goes away. And then you got what here?
Would you add like the 1 and then 2?
Yes.
Okay, so then
3y equals, and 12 and 3 is 15, and that looks like y is what? Do I have to show the divided by 3? No, because I know what y is. What's y? 5. You know, some of you will get in the habit of doing that. I mean, I do some tutoring, and one of my students does that all the time, and I'm going, she's in calculus. She doesn't need to do that. Just look at it and tell me what the answer is. But that's okay. That's her style. So it's whatever your style is. And it only asks for y, so we're lucky. So now the next one's trickier. Oh yeah, it was too hard. So we'll do these and we'll actually get started with the other one. I couldn't find an easy worksheet. Oh wait, no that's, oh yes, maybe I do have one. I do, I have to go get it, it's in the other room. Okay, why don't I do that? You guys, well this one's trickier. Yeah, I don't know. And then I want to find what? The value of 2x plus 3. Just have to, they're not asking for x this time. Somebody want to come up and do this? Maybe Marie does. I have to go get your worksheets because I left them in the other room. Because I don't want to go on to the hard stuff till tomorrow. So go ahead and put up your, well, we'll find out. Do people really know if their answers are right or wrong? No. Okay, Merdice, are you done? Put your iPad away, please. He's texting. 2. We'll write x is 2 first. Just do what it says to do. Good, you got that? And then what does it say to do? That's not 18, it's 16. She's got it up on the board. Now, what does it say to do? It says find this. 2 times x plus 3. But you can think, what are you going to put in for x? 2. Okay, Michael, you done? What'd you get for x? No. 4 plus 3, which is 7. We will culminate this unit with word problems. We'll do this. Just do it. What is that? 2 times 2. Yeah.
How do we get a 30? Oh, so
Because it said that right there. Right here. 2x plus 3.
it is tricky.
Well, it said find the value of that. Maybe these are computers, or who knows what this x represents. But it says double it and add 3. Maybe that's what you're going to charge. Because the markup on things is a lot if you've ever been to the store.
Yeah.
Markup is incredibly a lot. So they double it, and they might add some money in there. Shoes in particular. Your $150 pair of shoes cost the store about $10. Yeah. Seriously. The only reason I know is because when I worked at one of my other schools, we did a bazaar type of thing. No, we did a sale, and so we had to sell for little shoe stores, and that's when I learned what the markup was. Oh, yeah, that's why I don't spend a lot of money on shoes. Okay. Oh, this one's easy. What? Yeah, they were fancy shoes. Okay, Gabe, do you want to do this one? No. Who wants to come up and do this one? Do you want to do it? I know you did. Come on up. Good. And I forgot my iPad again. Otherwise, we're going to have little Centios. I forgot what the website's called. But they have to download an app, and they can do that. And then they can just press buttons saying, hey, I got this. So that's x equal to 4. That's not so bad, is it? Now, do you like graphing better, or do you like this better? I like this. It's easy. Unfortunately, we're going to make some hard things here, but we'll let you work on some of this for a while. Okay, let's do the next one. Let's do the next 2. We are not going to move on to this one till tomorrow because this is quite a bit harder. But we got to get the easy stuff. Now I have a worksheet. We can do the first 8 problems on it. Who wants to do that one? Alex, you want to do it? Yeah, you should be ahead of us. Yeah, this is easy, isn't it? That's one of the properties of numbers, that if 2 things are equal, and you add it to some other things that are equal, if you add them up, they're still equal. Okay, so circle the answer down here. And sometimes that is a problem, just circling the answer. Okay, Jake, I don't see your stuff done. It needs to be done. Why don't you do the problem? It's just as easy to do it. Now the last one on here is a little bit trickier. Sure. Come on up. Yeah, you can do it. It's a little trickier, but you can do it. Okay, there's this one. So it gets up here. And we're only going to do 1 through 8 on here, because after that it gets hard. And there it is. 9y. 10 and 8 is 18. Y is 2. Looks good to me. Oh, but be careful, Rusman, it says 3x. I told you this one was harder. So if I know y is 2, x is not necessarily 2. So we got to find x. Rusman, which one do you want to use, the first equation or the second to find x? First. So x plus 4y equals 10. What am I going to put in for y? No, what's y? You just told me here. It's 2. So x plus 4 times 2 is 8 times. So x equals 2. Guess what? You got lucky. X and y turned out to be the same. So he is right. It's not always going to work. That's the only problem.
So do we circle a certain amount of problems on here?
1 through 8. That's not. Is that on yours? I don't think so. Okay. So we're going to do this green worksheet. And it's called CUDA. And call it elimination because you're eliminating a variable. And we are only going to do 1 through 8. So I'm going to let you work on 1 through. So first do 1 through 4. And then when you get to 5, you're going to notice it's not going to be as nice. But we're going to fix that. Then tomorrow we'll do even harder ones. So we may finish early. That would be kind of nice. There we go. So number 5 looks a little different. What's wrong with this one?
Oh, you got it?
If I add them, nothing cancels out. Nothing is eliminated. But I'm allowed to multiply and divide. If I have 2 equal to 1 plus 1, what if I multiply both sides of that little equation, which is true? What if I multiply by a negative 1? Okay, Michael, you got to pay attention. This gives me negative 2. This gives me negative 1 plus negative 1. Is that still true? Is negative 2 equal to negative 2? Yeah, negative 1 plus negative 1 is negative 2. I would like to eliminate either x or y. Which one would you like to eliminate? Which one would be easier? Well, this is a negative 2, that's a negative 4. What's wrong with the y's? If one were positive, then I could just add them, right? Well, why don't we just multiply one of these equations by a negative 1? It makes no difference. So I'm going to multiply the top equation by a negative 1. And don't forget to do the other side. And there's lots of places to make mistakes. So if I multiply this by a negative 1, what's a negative 1 times a negative 2? 2x, that's right. And a negative 1, you got to distribute, times a negative 9 is plus 9y equals, and what's a negative 20? Oh, 25 times a negative 1. Oh, negative 25 times negative 1. Whoops. Positive 25. Now what happens when we add them? The y's will be eliminated. Is that okay, Nick? What's the rule here? These numbers have to have the same number, but one has to be positive and one has to be negative. Now what happens when I add these guys? What do I get? 2 take away 4. Negative 2x, that's right. What happens to these guys? Jake, what happens to those guys? That's what? 0. They go away. And 25 minus 23 is? No? 2. Now, you divide by negative 2. So what's x equal to? Yeah. Then what else do you have to do? You got to find the y. So let's find the y. Doesn't matter which equation. If I made a mistake in my beginning, it doesn't make any difference. Everything's wrong. So I'll take the negative 2x minus 9y equals negative 25. And let's put this in. And you may want a calculator. This is negative 2 times negative 1 minus 9y equals negative 25. What's negative 2 times negative 1? What is that? Right there. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. How do you solve for y? What are you going to do next? I want y all by itself. I got to get rid of what first? No, not that one. Hey, Hannah, how do I have to get rid of next? Got to get rid of all adding, subtracting. So let's get rid of the 2. Yep. And so I'm going to get negative 9y. Something's wrong here. Oh, that's a negative 25. I miscopied that. Negative 27. I believe they're all nice numbers, by the way.
And then it equals.
Divide by negative 9. Yep. Y equals 3. There's my x. There's my y. So it's a little harder. Tomorrow, we will figure out what we're going to do when these are not just different when these are the same sign, but these are different numbers as well. That's a problem. Okay, and your ticket out of here is to have the first 8 done. So let's look at number 6. I'm on a different slide.
Which one? Scroll down.
Yeah. Is that okay? So you have to tell me on number 6, if you're looking at it. Okay, Jake, put that away, please. Which one do you want to get rid of, the x's or the y's on number 6? And next year, you're going to have to get used to using the iPads because they do it in quadratic. So those of you who are so tempted with the iPads, you're going to have to learn a little self-control. And this is negative 3x plus y equals negative 5. If I add my equations right now, nothing goes away. I knew it was going to happen. I keep catching on things. Okay. So which one do you want to get rid of? X or y? Which would be easier? That's an 8. That's a negative 3. That looks hard. But these are both the same, but they're both positive. So let's multiply by a negative. If I multiply by a negative, this becomes negative. This becomes negative. And this becomes positive. Now add. What's this going to give you? Got to be really careful with those signs. This is negative. What's a negative? Negative 11. Is it easy to mess that up? Yes. Okay, Jake, should do this. What's this give me? That's what I wanted. Yeah. And what's 16 minus 5? 11. Oh, that's not so bad. I'll let you find y. If it's not a nice number, you made a mistake. Negative 1. I would probably put it in a second one. Those numbers are smaller. But it doesn't matter. Okay, this is what you should get, I think. That's what happens when I do it in my head. Yeah, we're stopping at 8. You're done. We're only going 1 through 8 today. Tomorrow we'll figure out how to do 9. Yes, it's going to be more complicated than multiplying by a negative 1. Yeah, you got 10 minutes to spare, but some of you have some corrections to make, and some of you need to do the work. So you should have these done before you leave. So you need to put that away and do that.
We define y2, but how do I do that?
Put it into one of these equations. It doesn't matter. I put it in the second one. The numbers are smaller.
So I do like,
Put x equals a negative 1 in here.
so negative 3.
Yeah, you're missing that on all these. You're figuring the other variable. You must find 2 letters for each problem, x and y. And x is negative 1. So what's a negative 1 times negative 3? No, x is negative 1, not y. I want to stop this. Other one, you're going to substitute negative 1 in here. So it's negative 3 times negative 1 plus y equals negative 5. We're not adding the equations for this other one. We could do that. We could do that tomorrow. Okay, Michael? Michael, take the headset off. What is a negative 3 times a negative 1? What is a negative 3 times a negative 1? What's 1 times 3? What's 2 negatives make? Negative times a negative. 2 wrongs make a right. Okay, so it's positive. Plus y equals negative 5. You know how to solve that. Yeah, subtract 3 from both sides. And you need to have x and y for all the problems. A lot of you just found one variable, but not both. Bruceman, question? Did you find both x and y for every problem? No. You need to find both x and y. You're looking for the ordered pair. If I want to write it as an ordered pair form, it's negative 1, negative 8. Remember, what are we doing? Keep in mind, we're graphing these lines, and we're looking for that point. That's an x and a y coordinate. So as I looked around, I saw a lot of you with only one. You need both. Okay, Gabe, you need to be working on this and not on texting, please.